Right guys, I'm doing a quick recording over the trades that we took today. There was a couple losses in the morning on the Russell. This is a 3.5 hour video condensed down into originally 12 minutes 50 with the two losses on the clip. However, I've taken them off to get the audio down to 8 minutes 40, just purely because when I came to the end of the 12 minutes 50, the video on Zoom that I downloaded finished on 12 minute 50, but it hadn't actually finished. So I went back into the video, skipped to the end about 30 seconds prior to the end on the 32 times speed, and it looked like it had correctly recorded the end, but because I had just done audio clip, I wasn't entirely sure if I had saw what I had just seen, if that makes sense. So I got to the end and I was like, I don't think it showed my I was talking about how my P&L, I switched over to show my P&L, and I don't think I saw the last minute on here, so I'm doing the recording again, but just to save me talking for another 4 minutes extra, I've basically cut it down to 8 minutes 40. However, if you do want to see the two trades at the start, you will see them, but you just won't see the recording, because at the end, closer to the end, I zoom out and you'll see basically the trades we took. But as I've just done this recording, I don't want to go over everything I've just covered, but we were basically playing off the extensions this morning. Just to cut a long story short, ES and NQ is what I mainly trade, but they were both in higher up extensions this morning, basically meaning they weren't at levels of interest for me. Those levels of interest were already tagged Friday and pre-market, and I wasn't long on those entries, so I couldn't exactly get in. So I had to just wait, and then I saw Russell coming down to a nice spot. I was initially long on the 38 of an extension that I had drawn. That failed. We tagged the 50. I went long again, knowing my setup, knowing what I look for. That ultimately consolidated and failed. And then I redrew my fib and got long at the 62, having very tight risk. We double bottomed at the 62, which you'll probably see in the trading view clip here as well. And then that was the low for the day. And then we slowly grind up and basically inducing shorts down, making the grind up a lot sweeter. I took off at lunchtime, which is 12 o'clock in New York. And that was 6 o'clock for me in the UK. Sorry, 1 p.m. I think I took off, and there's a 5-hour difference, so 6 o'clock. So you can see here I'm obviously long on and you can see my stop out. So I added to a long I was already in, which is one of those blue arrows to the left, and then I was stopped out at the low, which is typical. And then I re-entered, and this is where I talk all about, and I've just spoken about this at length on the other video, but this is where I talk all about thinking like a casino, and always, even I was down 2.5k this morning, but I stuck to the plan, I stuck to the levels, and I followed my method in terms of thinking like a casino, putting the odds in your favor. And this goes back to one of the members in the room one time a while ago, saying he struggles to enter trades when he had already taken a couple losses in the morning. I think he had traded pre-market when I wasn't traded, and then when I came to the market at the open, he was nervous to take some of like the levels that I had in my screen and on my room. And I think it just comes down to, if you have taken a couple losses like me this morning, I took a couple losses consecutively, I know I'm much closer to a win statistically. So if you know your numbers, you know your averages, and you know your win rate, and you take 2 or 3 losses in a row, or 5 or 6, you know that this is quite extreme. I'm very likely to have a win soon. So that's why I didn't get scared. This was day one on the PA. Some people day one on the PA down, 2.5k. I am risking more, just purely off a different risk management basis. I am risking more. I'm willing to accept that risk in order to have those bigger days, and having that risk is all about being able to manage it professionally and withstand the drawdown. Like I say, 2.7k down today with commissions, and then ended up coming back in this session that you're going to see $240 in profit. And then I traded some into the afternoon session on the Apple event that we've just had, and I'm now up $950 net on the day. So, yes, kind of a deep swing in the morning, deep, drawdown, but was able to keep calm and collective, and managed to obviously press the button when the trades come up. And like I say, it's all about following the plan, following the strategy. If you know what you're looking for, it's just a numbers game. That's all it is. It's, at the end of the day, it's just numbers. I'm going to take one off. I then start moving my orders on Russell, and I don't take one off on oil. It then comes back to about 10 ticks above my entry. I still know it's going to complete targets most likely, but it was just annoying that I wasn't able to get half of my position off before it coming back down on me. But I don't think it came back to my entry. I think it came about 10 ticks away. But every short inducement that we get for retail or anyone trying to short it then just goes and takes that high. So trading off the long-term sort of fib draws that we had, but I was also going through TradingView with the members and talking about the levels that we had. So you can see here on oil, we had an instant nice pop off the level I had drawn. So coming up into the last minute now. So you can see here on the Russell, I've got my profit here showing on the Russell and on the oil. You can see here I took another entry that was basically a 38% fib that I had drawn. We did actually retrace down to the 50, so I could have got a bit of a better entry if I bid it at the 50. So now you can see to the left, as I was mentioning at the start, some of my entries. So you can see here I entered at around 24s, got stopped out at just under 800s, and then I entered again, got stopped out, and then my final ad was at the bottom, just above my stop out, and then you can see I grinded that position up until the 11s and 16s. I then added again at the 14s with still some of my original position, exited some at the 17s, oil entered at, obviously you can see here, 72, 33s, and then I get out here very, very shortly. But nonetheless, it was a pretty decent day. I got the profit on there just to kind of show you the profit that we were obviously trading. Like I say, there's the oil trade and there's the trade on the. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in another video.